So, a few issues back, actually more like several issues back, Thor had a meeting with all of his siblings. And for some reason, when I started to read this book, I'm like, I wonder how many of those siblings actually were Freya's. Were any of them our kids? Just wondering. Support this comic book series by visiting your LCS. My name is Doran. This is SCM Comics. We're continuing our coverage of Immortal Thor. With number 20. Our story starts off in some far off place where Thor is meeting or having a sit down with his stepmom, Freya. She's eating. Thor is not really, or at least he's not getting around to it just yet. And Freya's like, eat up, son. She shouldn't let all this go to waste. And there is a huge monster in the back. So Thor's like, mother. And Freya's like, I'm joking. There's a former settlement on an ice world at the edge of this system. There's refugees there from the last Zenrax war, I think is what they said. I don't know. And she's like, they'll take the meat and the hide and the bones, just about everything. So Thor's like, did they pray for such aid? And Freya's like, to their own deity, I suppose. Guess that makes me her instrument. I guess I am to the Fromas as you are to the mortals of Midgard. So then Thor's like, all right, let me quit wasting time and let me get to the reason why I'm here. So Freya gets straight to it and she's like, I got a grandchild on the way. And Thor's like, one's already here. And then she goes, really? Has that much time passed? So the child is still really young. And Thor's like, well into their second century, but young at heart. So the Freya's like, who's the mother? Is it that green mortar I met once? And Thor's like, Jennifer? Nay, the boy's mother is Asgardian. He's talking about Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. If I was Thor, I'd still be clapping on green cheeks. So then Thor's like, it's funny you said green because she does like wearing it. And Freya's like, Amora? And Thor's like, I was just as surprised as anyone. And Freya's like, count to 10, count to 10. So then Thor's like, mother, are you well? You look vexed. And Freya's like, I'm fine. Now please, tell me every detail before I skin you alive. How did Odin survive this marriage? So Thor explains how Maki is an alternate reality son of himself, so technically it's not his, even though it is. It's complicated. But she's like, all right, well, is this Maki to be trusted? And Thor explains how he was fine. Now, that Thor in that alternate reality went cuckoo, but Maki, no, he's good. So then he also explains how when he was the Herald of Galactus, he had an encounter with the Black Winter, and the Black Winter showed his death to Thanos, who has the Infinity Gauntlet, but instead of the gems being on the Infinity Gauntlet, it's on Mjolnir. So I guess Mjolnir just turns on Thor, and that's who's going to kill him. And he's leading the army of the undead. It's funny how things change because I think that was written in January, February, and now it's Death who's leading the army of the undead in the Stormbook. So Freya asks him, are you going to try to run from this fate? And Thor's like, nope, going straight forward to it. Only thing I want to do is make sure that nobody else dies while this is about to happen. So Freya's like, well, sounds like you don't need any advice from me. Nothing will ever defeat you, even at the end of your tale. Because you are my son. Because you are. All of a sudden somebody yells, Thor! It's Sif. She opens up the Bifrost and she's like, you are needed. And he's like, Lee, Sif, like, what's so important? So she's like, Toranos has come to Asgard. Or rather, he has come to deliver a message. And Thor's like, Toranos? He's like, yes, Toranos. So Thor's like, Mom, I gotta go, mother. And they go to the Bifrost. He barely says goodbye. And in the narration bubble, it says that will be the last time he would see his mother, because this is the beginning of the end. So when they get to the Bifrost, Thor's like, holy crap, what the hell? And we see Toranos, and he is crucified to his wheel. And he's just yelling, help me, as all this crazy lightning is coming down around him. So Sif's like, he weeps. And the more he weeps, the worse the storm is getting. As the lightning, like I said before, is coming down crazy. So Thor yells, "Decease! Stop! I command you!" The lightning is not listening. And Sif's like, "Why would I listen to you?" And Thor's like, "Because it's not my lightning to command. It's his." So Thor swings Mjolnir. He goes up to try to talk to Toranos. So Thor's like, "Toranos, speak to me." And Toranos like, "Asgard-THOR." And then Thor, regular Thor, is like, "Why are you returned? Like, why are you here?" And Toranos is like, "In your heart, you know why, Thor." Now, we covered the first fight a long time ago. He had to get all these other Storm gods like Beta Ray Bill and Storm to help him out, and Loki. Yeah, he even recruited Loki to help him out and to pretty much send back Toranos where he came from. Now, Toranos is saying that Thor showed him compassion, and he tried to show the same compassion to the people in Utgard, and they weren't having it. Now, I don't remember that whole thing, him showing compassion, but I guess it happened. And Utgard Loki made sure that they would make an example of him, so they crucified him to his wheel and then sent it to Asgard. So then Thor's like, "Toranos, how do we stop this storm? It's going to destroy Asgard." And Toranos looks at him and is like, "You know how we stop it. Don't even mess around. Don't even play around. There's only one way to do it, and you need to do it." And Thor's like, "Close your eyes, my friend. I'll make sure it's quick." And he sends a blast right to Toranos' head, killing him instantly with Mjolnir. And as soon as he does that, the storm disappears and the sun comes out. So then Thor gets back with Sif, and Sif's like, "Is it over?" And Thor's like, "It's over." So Sif's like, "What the hell is all this about?" And Thor's like, "I don't know, but this is the second time Utgard has come to mess with me. It's time I go mess with them. It's time I go to their house and see what the hell is going on." So Sif takes him to the opposite of the Rainbow Bridge. This bridge is pitch black. And Sif's like, "I don't know if you should go down this. Like, I can't even see past that. Like, it's just darkness. And I can see almost anywhere in the universe." And Thor's like, "I have to go because they're just going to keep on messing with us until I go do something about it." And Sif's like, "Well, let me go get the Warriors 4 and let me go raise Asgard's army." And Thor's like, "No, this is something I need to handle on my own." And all of a sudden, Sif goes and just kisses Thor. And she's like, "You talk so much. Would you just shut up and listen sometimes? Would you just listen to me, you bonehead?" And Thor's like, "I know how you feel, Sif. But again, this is something that I have to do." So as Thor walks down the black bridge and he waves goodbye to Sif, he looks back one more time as he disappears from her eyesight, and she just goes, "Please, Thor, do not make that our goodbye." So as Thor is making his way through the woods of Utgard, he has his axe, he has Mjolnir, he has his belt that he pretty much made from the power of Zeus. So he feels like he has enough to handle himself if need be. But as soon as he gets to the gates of Utgard, he's like, maybe not. Because an executioner is waiting on him with his new axe. And for some reason, Thanos is on the other side of the gate, just waiting on him. What the hell's going on?